The wearing of face masks should have never been politicized. I noticed at the beginning they said the face mask wasn't much help, but this was so it could go to the first responders first, and we were supposed to be using the War Production Act not to call yourself a wartime president, but to be manufacturing these things like ventilators and not making states outbid each other for these life-saving, ventilators. That it came from Obama as well, and he's still in office, blaming him, and he's about to be out of office and hasn't even stocked it up still. It's pathetic. And his cult is now denying a lot of the COVID. He said yesterday that 99% get better. No, that's the flu. This one's spreads just as easily and kills a lot more. And the rest of the world has not shut down their governments as a deep state ploy for this narcissistic cannibal. And his cult needs to start waking up. Instead of noticing he's shooting people at St. John's Episcopal, they're talking about the Washington governor and Oregon governor trying to flatten the curve. They're sad, brainwashing, like lone shooter, like psychosis. And again, the Democrats is usually connected to reality, like George Floyd, like the civil rights LGBT just got. Like, these are things we need because we experience discrimination all the time. We don't play make-believe while we're discriminating against people. That's what they do. And it is a psychosis that Russia has capitalized on. They've turned militia into assets. They've, found people with like-minded and just capitalized on it. And they have Russian bounties on our people, but that's not much different than what they did last election, because if they can spin a story for like Charlottesville, like they try to do stuff like that to help Trump win the election. But it's what they do. They say there's Antifa, or trans. Like, I got that message when Oxford did the trans ban, like the fake profile was shown later. Mueller and everybody said, yeah, these are Russian, GRU amplifier accounts. It was about the trans ban, and she was saying stuff like, oh yeah, we already told Oxford Police the gay militia is going to burn this city to the ground. I'm like, are you even from here? Like, they teach in school, even though the Supreme Court struck it down, that gay's criminal, that is deviant. And they ban any type of scientific. It's called no promo, but really it's to continue to coordinate with conversion therapy. That's why there's high suicide rates in the, fundamentalist communities. And black trans is so life-threatening from murder and suicide that it is technically genocide. And people just need to start waking up and stop relating to this creep who's bragging about using power to abuse women. That's what he's used his money to do his whole life, as well as his, people he cons and child pageants and just partying with Epstein. These are all facts. I'm not even telling you a conspiracy. These are all facts. And his lawyer was, his Department of Labor secretary. Like, he is a bad man. That's why General Mattis, Director Comey, Brennan, CIA, everybody is trying to tell you he's a traitor. Stop betraying your nation, because Russia made white supremacist propaganda. Like, God forbid the Taliban learns this little secret.